Our HQ coverage continues here from the NFL Draft Combine. We now have the pleasure of being joined by Bills head coach Sean McDermott. Coach, we appreciate you stopping by. Some teams are building foundations, others are adding pieces. How's your offseason process going thus far?
It's been good. We got started at it pretty quickly after the season there, and had a lot to learn from the last game and the experience we went through there as a team and as an organization. But we continue to put it together again every year, turn the page, and get ready for the next coming season.
And talk about that. How do you process, moving past? I mean, obviously you guys are so accomplished and even getting to the point that you were in the postseason. But how do you let that go as a coach? And then I want to know what the latest is on Tre'Davious White.
Yeah, I'll start with Tre'Davious first. Yeah. He attacks. He's the reason why he was the first pick in our regime's era here at the Bills in 2017 to begin with. The way he attacks his rehab is unbelievable. If you had a chance to watch him in our building when he comes in, when he leaves, his intensity in attacking the rehab, he's going to be just fine. So, but just overall, I think you gotta learn from situations before you even move forward. You got to take the time to do the due diligence, to give it its due, and then move forward with that in tow, because that becomes part of the building blocks to next season. And so we'll be better because of it.
Sean, as Josina mentioned, obviously the end of the season, I know you were asked about it earlier. There's a point, though, where you do have to bury it and move on to next year, right? What are your thoughts on that? When does that take place? Obviously, we're going to talk about it here, right? Yeah. But when does that take place, and how will you turn the page with this Buffalo Bills team?
Well, when all the media is done asking me about it, I think.
We never will be.
Understood.
That's okay.
It's okay.
No, it's the reality. That's part of the reality. But like I said before, I think it's a gradual process, right? Like, you learn from it, you grow from it, you always have it in your hip pocket. I don't think you ever totally forget about it. If you're worth your weight, you always use it as added motivation and added education for your team. It's something that we will continue, our leaders of our team will continue to use as they lead our team moving forward as well. So I think it's a good thing at the end of the day. Hard to go through whenever you lose the last game of the season, but added motivation and muscle for us moving forward.
The assessment process, Coach, it's always occurring. And we're in this important portion of that process where you're putting together the data points. What are some of the things you're looking when you're assessing these prospects over these next couple of days? What are some of the things that you're looking at? Where do you think your roster needs to get better this offseason?
Well, Brandon and I always look at every position to improve our team. To just look at only certain positions wouldn't be responsible as decision makers for the Bills. So that's why we're here. That's why we're here spending time with the players that we are. That's why we spend time hiring the staff. We had a lot of staff changes this past offseason, which is what happens when you win. Yeah. And that's a good thing for those people that have moved on. So you want to try and turn over every rock that you can in order to get yourself in a good position for next season.
I'm curious, how has your process been impacted? Obviously, you guys lost Brian Daboll. You guys lost a key personnel person to the Giants and Joe Shane. So how has your process been impacted by those departures?
Yeah, never easy to lose good people. Happy for those individuals, right? They work all their lives to get these opportunities. Joe Shane, Brian Daboll, they're going to do a great job. Really happy for them and their families. Now that leaves us to try and retool, retinker a little bit with some things, add some new people, some new ideas at different levels of our organization to make us better. And so the hard part is when you get people going to different teams, they're all looking to take from your staff and your players. And
you got some of your secrets under the treasure chest, though, I'm sure.
We'll see.
Sean, when you guys and I think Joe sort of led off with this, you guys don't have to rebuild. You don't have to reload necessarily. You have it in place. So what are the pressure points here in the next couple of weeks? Who are the agents you got to talk to this week, but what are the pressure points that you guys have to hit to make sure that you are best positioned on March 16th when free agency begins? I
mean, obviously there's always the cap element to free agency and to starting the new league year. It's our own current free agents wanting to get as many of those guys back as we can. And then it's always looking outside the building thirdly, to figure out who can help us and at what positions. And so we're always going to look at offensive line, defensive line, want to make sure Josh is protected sufficiently, and so that's really where the game starts for us, is up front on both sides of the ball.
There's a lot of talk right now. There's a lot of talk around the NFL about quarterbacks coming out of their third season and getting a long-term contract. Maybe you've seen posts on social media, perhaps.
Things.
Yeah, but no, you guys did that with Josh Allen, obviously, last year, and signing to that 6-year deal worth $258 million. I think I might be leaving out a couple decimal points there, right?
A couple dollars here and there.
How important was that for you guys? And I don't want to look too far back, but more how it helps you guys this year and moving forward, having that number set the way that it is.
Well, it becomes a known piece for us, right? And then what Brandon can do is he can balance things around that, knowing what that number is. But it also helps attract other players to the Buffalo Bills when they know who the quarterback is and what he can do. And we've always said that we want it to be the healthiest and happiest place in the NFL. And when you have people like Josh Allen and the players that we have alongside of Josh, it's a very inviting place to play. Let's be honest.
There is unfinished business in Buffalo, so, Coach, we're going to let you get to it, but we appreciate you taking the time with us on HQ.
Yeah, thanks for having me. Appreciate it.
Taking a look at the odds to win the Super Bowl, the Chiefs are still the betting favorite. They're plus 700, but the Bills, they're jumping the Rams. They are right behind the Chiefs at plus 750. They made it to the Divisional Round this past season where they lost to the Chiefs. Do you want a sports network that delivers everything that matters about the game? The highlights, the picks, the instant analysis, no yelling, no fake debates, no politics. Hit the subscribe button and never miss a moment.